So in a new viral video, the terrorists who abducted over 60 passengers of the Abuja-Kaduna train on 28th of March threatened to abduct and kill the President Buhari and Governor Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai. The terrorists also boasted that they would destroy the country, kill the remaining passengers in their custody, and sell out the others. In the video, we also saw them flogging the people, the abductees with them. And we saw the women crying and the children crying. And we saw the aggression that these Nigerians had to go through on the hands of these terrorists. And obviously, it brings back again the conversation on insecurity. What has been done, what is being done, and what's going to happen, especially in line with this new video. Obviously, there's a bit of frustration on the parts of the terrorists because they're not getting what they want. The government has since responded and said that this is not unusual in cases like this, where terrorists will try to be more aggressive to their victims because they want to force the hand of the government. That the security, the commander-in-chief is doing everything he can to get back the people's loved ones who have been abducted. And we can say that we've heard this before. They say that they can't do a carpet bombing because it's to affect the victims, you know. So they're telling us that the easiest thing to do is to bomb the whole place. But because we also have victims there, it's difficult to do. So when your government is also complaining that their hands are tied almost, you're thinking to yourself, so what's going to happen? Mariam hasn't been able to watch the video because it was just an emotional... It took me a while. I saw the video a few times. I didn't touch it. When I now knew we were talking about it, I had to force myself to watch it. So, Nima, your thoughts?
Only provoking thing for me is seeing those children, you know, being put through that and it's not provoking the reaction. So just as you said, we will rant because we don't know what to do. But we don't expect government to not to know what to do. You are in charge of the security agencies. You have a DSS for your intelligence and, you know, secret missions. You have the means. You know, you cannot be helpless like us. We can only watch this video and feel sorry for the families, but 43 people, and let's not forget, some people died on that train. And all of them are still there. Only 20 people, I think, have been released. We have about 40-something people left. And it's not encouraging for government to look at it as something that, you know, they cannot do. This has happened since March. The families accused federal government in one of the stories that they also they don't want to be helpless. So they want to help themselves instead of paying ransom and getting their families out. And the federal government, according to them, scuttled this effort to allow them help themselves. And government is not reassuring by saying, no, we don't want to carpet them. What exactly would you do? Why have you not done it for this long? Yeah. And one thing that government does, which they did in the Dapchi girls' school, was go and get a foreign somebody to come and negotiate. This, they know themselves, encourages the terrorists. So there must be a time where our military strength, our security agents, our strength as a nation, our sovereignty as a nation is used to get kidnappers out.
I agree that we must, Nima, like the security apparatus of Nigeria has failed. It's not today. Maybe when Chibok happened, we felt somehow that they were going to be able to rescue them. When we couldn't rescue them, when the Dapchi, the boys, we've had several of such attacks that it's obvious that we cannot protect within our sovereignty. So there's no need to be belaboring that. But we can have a conversation about how the government responds. You know, I'm tired of hearing these things also happen in other countries. It's very insensitive. Because if it is your own child that is being kidnapped and being lashed on, recorded, being beaten, you would not say this thing also happens in other countries. No, it's not. There are things you don't see. There's a posture that you will carry as a leader that will make me know that you understand what we're feeling. Even if you don't have anything to do, at least let there be a level of compassion and communication consistently. Because you understand that I don't know what to do. I am trying my best. Yeah. The security, and let us communicate with that from that place of compassion, communicate from that place of understanding.
So wait, do you realize that?
That's it. Like Yoruba, I cannot spend money on you, but I would spend my time. I will give you what I have. in constant communication with these people that are their family members left alone. We hear stories that their family members are not checked upon, or that we didn't hear anything from anybody. We don't know what's going on.
The government to argue now that these guys are also threatening the president. I mean, this is a threat. This is a national. This is practically the commander-in-chief of our armed forces is being threatened. They say they're going to bring Buhari here and El Rufai. That's another part of the conversation. So the audacity for a terrorist to say, who is Buhari? I will bring you here.
I mean, they saved their people from the Kuje prison. So what else? What can you hold them to? So you know how you are fighting with a younger person, the person now comes and does your head like this. Do your worst. That's what they've done. It's just, it's really scary for me.
It's teaching time says 9.
If we do that, if we have that conversation, the fact that they have the audacity to threaten our president, and this is coming to the elections. If you recall, before APC came in, PDP was going through something not this bad, where it was the Chibok girls, and it was a major thing that caused PDP the elections. Everybody was going on about Chibok. This is a major issue.
This is worse.
And it's like, for APC to even think that this is something that they don't, if they feel they should not address this issue before 2023 election, somebody has to go back to the drawing board. Because this is a major problem.
This is a deal breaker for Nigerians.
These pictures you're seeing is not a joke.
So, Mariah, we're living in daily trauma. Like Nigerians are living in daily trauma. You are driving in traffic, you see somebody behind you, you start shaking. You get a phone call, I hope everybody is safe where you are. I hope there's a daily traumatic experience of living in this country, and it seems like our politicians don't understand.
You know, going forward, the politics, general elections that we're looking to, and for me, it is completely and simply going to be issue-based. I don't care about anything else. I want to know what your antecedents are. I want to know what your plans are.
Not a joke.
I want to know every single detail. I want to understand. I want to know that you have the understanding of how the country works, the military, how you're going to use it. I don't care where you're from, that's all that's going to be important to me, and I hope that that's what's important to all Nigerians. And if anyone cannot answer these salient questions at this time, because we're a country that it's about to implode.
Absolutely.
And if anybody coming out cannot answer these important questions, and if you can go through your past and say that you have done things that would not reflect well in our country, in our security, in our finances, in our economy, I would have nothing to do with that person.
Absolutely.
My vote is so important in 2023. I'll only put it for the right candidate, and the candidate has to be someone that understands where we are at and knows the urgency of what we need to do to get out of this.
Thank you, Mara. I think that sums it up.